Some Greek islands are enormous. Euboea is the second biggest in area after Crete. It stretches for 175 kilometers along the mainland with only narrow straits between them. You can opt for the boat to take you to Euboea, but there are also two bridges near the main town of the island, Chalcis. This is where the two shores are very close together. There's a very strong current here that, curiously, regularly changes direction. This is a bizarre phenomenon, which is explained by the difference in sea level between the north and the south of the straits. According to a legend, the famous philosopher Aristotle drowned himself here, in despair, because he couldn't solve the enigma. During ancient times, the wide access to the sea encouraged the inhabitants of Euboea to leave their island. The first founders of the Greek colonies in the Mediterranean basin set out from here. But access to the sea was not the only reason the ancient Greeks left their homeland to found colonies in the Mediterranean. The lack of local resources was another. Euboea is a very mountainous island. Whole regions of it are impossible for farming and the working of the land. The many mountains are a reminder that the Titans, those famous giants of Greek mythology, lived on the island. They defended themselves by using rocks as weapons. The highest point of the island rises to 1,700 meters. Euboea has a mild climate, and in spring the hills are covered with flowers. These are two conditions that are propitious to bees. One of the best honeys in Greece is produced here. References to honey abound throughout antiquity. The god Eros, god of love, dipped his arrows in honey before firing them. Among the ancient Greeks, honey provided the only source of sugar. Theophilos Balatzos.
What you see here is pine honey, but there are many other different sorts of honey.
Open grazing is part of Greek tradition. Animals can move around unhindered in their search for food. Herds are often of just a few animals for the family's needs. In the countryside of Euboea, the Orthodox tradition is firmly entrenched. The Orthodox Church reveres a great number of saints. Some of them enjoy exceptional fame.
This is Saint Ioannis the Russian. His church is here, and people come from all over the world to venerate him.
The worship of Saint John the Russian began on the territory of today's Turkey. In the 20th century, his relics were transferred to the town of Prokopi, where he is the object of fervent devotion. A church was built in his honor. Pentecost is a high point in the liturgical calendar. The Orthodox take communion by eating leavened bread, a basic difference between them and the Catholics. After the ceremony, The blessed bread is distributed among the faithful.
It's called artos. Artos means bread in ancient Greek. They are large loaves of bread, and then the priest blesses that. Human beings are spirit and body together, so God blesses all the materials we use.